Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report. And I'm joined once again by the head coach of Hofstra Men's Lacrosse, Mr. Seth Tierney. Seth, good morning. How are you today?
Nick, good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on once again. The Hofstra Men's Lacrosse hosted the inaugural, and hopefully not the last, Long Island Cup this past Friday and Sunday over at Schuart. Stony Brook won the whole thing with wins over St. John's and LIU. Hofstra played in the consolation game after a loss to LIU, but they did beat St. John's 12-6. Seth, 1-1 in the two-game tournament. How would you looking back on it? What would you say about Hofstra's performance during the Long Island Cup?
Yeah, certainly. Upset we weren't in the championship game and vying for the cup. Had a bad quarter. All right. We're going up, LIU at the end of three quarters, up 2 goals, and didn't handle that right. Again, when you're down going into the fourth quarter, you're up going into the fourth quarter, the mental world of teaching athletes how to stay on it, how to block out any type of lead, how to play to win. Sometimes that's a work in progress. And for some teams, you've got guys that understand it, and some teams, maybe you just have a few, and that has to become more contagious. So, certainly upsetting that we lost that last quarter to LIU and went to the consolation game, had a lot of time to think, had a walkthrough practice on Saturday, getting ready for St. John's, and then, played a little bit more of a complete game, in control, understanding how to feel the game versus just playing it, what this possession means, coming off a defensive long possession, what's best for the team versus what's best for just the offense, or what's best just for the defense, and learning how to feel the entire game in completion and understanding, the beginning minutes are just as important as the ending minutes. So another lesson learned. Again, nobody wanted to lose. The guys and our staff are upset about it, and happy the way we bounced back versus St. John's and got rid of the hangover of that last quarter versus LIU, and now on to our new challenge against a very, very good Villanova team.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's very disappointing that the team to lose to LIU, especially with that fourth quarter. But it's good that you took the lessons from that game and applied them to St. John's. I mean, a second half shutout, that hasn't happened very often in Hofstra's history. Like the last time Hofstra kept a shutout in the second half was 2015 against Manhattan, and he had 18-0 complete shutout. So it's very encouraging to see this. Maybe not, I don't know if young is the right word, or even inexperienced, just this different Hofstra team bounce back from the win and then put in such as you said, a more complete performance.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, again, I think if you go from the fourth quarter of LIU, where we let up 7 goals in 15 minutes, and then we go to the second half of St. John's and let up no goals in 30 minutes, you can see the inconsistency that we're going to continue to try to figure out how to get rid of those inconsistencies, right? And again, whether it's whether it's inexperienced, whether it's young, whether it's injuries, whatever it is, every coach is dealt with that task at times, and we're working through it. And again, all of these experiences, we're certainly hopeful that we can learn prior to heading into the conference tournament, the conference games, which will be in about a month.
Yeah, absolutely. And you briefly mentioned Villanova, your team's next challenge. First road game of the year for Hofstra. The Wildcats, they're coming off a 15-14 loss to Brown yesterday, so they're at 2-2 in the year. Villanova's got some guys. They got some offensive weapons. They got some guys spread around on the team that can make an impact. From your scouting, what have you seen from Villanova, how you match up with them, and where they can cause you guys some problems?
Yeah, no, they brought in some transfers that, that are new to their team. They've got a guy from, F&M, which has done a great job for them. They got a guy from Hopkins that's done a wonderful job for them. They've got a guy from Duke that's done a great job for them. So they're a little bit of a new team. They've got some talent. I don't know. They're not playing a ton of guys, but the guys that they're playing are pretty talented. So I think they just go about 5 middies deep, and then they're 3 or 4 attackmen. But they got a really good face-off guy. They play an aggressive style all the way through. A little bit of this chaos style of offense where sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, or the rhyme or reason is internal, but they've got great spacing, they've got great decision making, and they're putting numbers up. It's certainly against Brown, who likes to play up and down. The score kind of, I didn't know who was going to win, but the score doesn't shock me of a double digit, 1-goal game of a track meet going up and down. We watched them play Fairfield the week before. It was a pretty close game through the first half. They started to peel away a little bit, and then certainly in the fourth quarter, they got, a 5, 6, 7-goal lead to finish off the game. But they face off well. They defend the ball well. They've got the ability to put double digits up in every game that they play in. So it'll be another task, another challenge for us. Probably the most talented offensive team that we've played, and probably the oldest team that we've played in regards to seniors. So it'll be a new challenge for us.
Yeah, absolutely. First 5 games of the season have all been at home, and then you go on the road to Villanova, which is a pretty challenging place to play. It's definitely going to be a different test, I think, for the team, and especially, on a short turnaround. I think this coming Wednesday, you're going to have Binghamton at home the first of 3 straight games for the Pride. How talk if you haven't already, how to take a look at the Bearcats. Have you been able to get a look at how they've been, how they're coming into this game?
Not. I mean, listen, I've watched them play a little bit when there's been a game on, later on at night or something along those lines. But right now we're just taking it game by game. I think that's the way we have to do it. And then we know that there's 3 games next week: Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, and we need to, we'll start talking about Binghamton on the way home from Villanova, and start getting ready for a Tuesday night tilt.
Yeah, it's you don't want to look ahead, especially with a team as challenging as Villanova on the horizon.
No question.
So no question. You don't want to overlook opponents, especially in this day and age in general. So it'll be this.
Yes.
It'll be this Saturday, March 5th, first game of March for the Pride at 1 p.m. on the road at Villanova. For head coach Seth Tierney, I am Nick Capitos, and thank you for joining us for the WB Mason Coaches Report.